Hey, Howard Jacobson here. When you're developing a new habit and it's not totally ingrained, it's not second nature, what's going to happen is you are going to face situations that are going to test that habit. And the more stressful those situations are, the more powerful, the more conditioned you are to them, the more likely you are to default to an old undesirable habit rather than power through with the new one. And I see people respond to this reality typically in one of two ways. One way is to ignore it and say, well, I'm just going to power through. I'm just going to be strong. And not making any sort of plan and not even evaluating like what the risks really are. Where are those situations? What triggers them? Is it because I'm stressed? Is it because I'm tired? Is it because I'm in a social situation? Is it because it's a certain time of day? So internal and external cues and triggers and opportunities to engage in either the good new behavior or the bad old one. People can just be oblivious and just say, well, in general, I'm just going to do it this time. Rarely works. The second way is to become paranoid and to start viewing everything in life as a potential threat. So wherever you are, you're worried you're going to be mugged by a donut or a fizzy drink or a cheeseburger, right? Or a smartphone that you're going to scroll Instagram endlessly instead of going to bed on time because you're overtired or you're worried about a meeting in the morning and you're trying to self-soothe, or a drink or a drug or whatever it is, this new habit that you're trying to replace an old one with. You can feel like at any moment someone could jump out of the shadows and mug you with your old bad habit. And that's not good either. So what's the solution? The solution, I believe, comes from the world of security. So this is sort of financial security, personal protection. And the idea is a personal risk assessment, a PRA, where you actually go through your scenarios and you see where are the actual risks. So you might look at what are the risks in my home? Are there armed robberies happening in my neighborhood? Are people breaking into cars and driveways? Are people stealing mail out of mailboxes? Are people being mugged on the street? And so you observe what are the actual risks in your space and then come up with a plan for dealing with those rather than just saying, well, I feel there's risks, so I'm just going to go to town. I'm going to buy all these guns and put up security fences and alarm systems and all that, when it might be totally overkill and when it might actually harm your well-being in the long run. So we can apply this principle of the PRA, the personal risk assessment, to our habits as well. And what you will discover is that instead of a 24/7 danger of being mugged, there's actually only a few seconds during the day when you're really at risk. So it's when you walk into the supermarket and you decide, does my trolley turn right to the produce section or does it turn left to the dairy case? When you go into a restaurant and you sit down to order, it's not the entire meal, it's the 3 seconds before the server takes your order that you say, I'm going to have this healthy dish or I'm going to indulge. It might be driving on your way to work. Do I turn left at this light and pass by the Golden Arches, or do I turn right and stop at a supermarket for some produce and a bottle of water? Right? So we want to be careful of not generalizing our risk to the point where we need to adopt paranoia. We want prudence instead of paranoia so that we can engage in the proper levels of preparation. Have a great day.